Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today. This is Mr. Wilhelmy, and today we are talking baseball, pitching fundamentals and drills featuring Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Jordan Milbrath and Tiger pitching coach Jason Nachreiner.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Hey, today I'm here with MLB pitcher Jordan Milbrath and also our high school pitching coach Jason Nachreiner. And today, these two guys are going to talk about pitching and kind of pitch mechanics and how to be a successful pitcher.
All right, so let's talk with Jordan. Jordan, why don't you go ahead and just give us your baseball background?
Yeah, so I'm Jordan Milbrath. I graduated from Springfield in 2010. Went to Augustana, played there for a couple years, and then got drafted in 2013. I've been playing minor league pro ball ever since, and I'm now in my 8th season. I'm with the Arizona Diamondbacks this year. Just on quarantine, just like the rest of us, trying to get better. I look at it as an opportunity just to improve.
All right, we also have our high school pitching coach, Jason Nachreiner. Jason Nachreiner has coached many great pitchers. And Coach Nachreiner, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I've been back here coaching since Jordan's senior year in 2010. That was my first year coaching. We've had some pretty good teams, pretty good pitchers that I've got to work
All right,
with.
Jordan, let's talk about going from the windup. The windup was when there's no one on base, and Jordan's going to show you how you place your feet and how you take a sign from the windup. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the first part is just getting yourself comfortable and straight to home plate. Also, keep movements as efficient and as small as possible. So what I mean by that is when you're lined up towards home plate, ready for the wind up, you don't want to you see a lot of people just take a huge step backwards right away. And that's almost one of the full things is by the time you come back to get your leg up, if I'm this far away, I'm going to have a hard time balancing once I get over here because I'm swinging and I might accidentally swing too far. I might not totally lose it. I can still probably balance from here, but I'm never going to be able to hit my target just because it's different every time. So what I try to tell guys is when you're ready for the wind up, it's all about rhythm. So do what makes you comfortable to an extent. So everybody's going to look a little different, but what you want to do is just take a small step and just plant that foot right in front of the rubber, and then you're going to come up to balance. And then the important part here is once you're at balance, once you start coming down towards home plate, your hands should move simultaneously with your knee. And all this is to get your body rhythm. So this is a good drill just to practice at home, is just getting up to balance and back down to separation. So when your knee comes up and down, your hands should do some of the same.
Now, is there any need to go too fast through all this? When does your explosion start? When do you explode towards home plate?
Well, especially in the windup with nobody on base, we're not worried about our time to home plate at all. We got nothing to worry about back here. We got a whole defense that's ready to play defense. All we got to do is execute the pitch we're worried about. So it's important everybody's going to have a different tempo and rhythm. For me, I'm particularly a little slower than normal. So all that means is I take a little more time for my body to sync up and get into that rhythm. And so when I come up and come back down, just take your time. The explosion comes when you come down the mound and drive. The explosion comes right before your front foot touches the ground. So when you touch the ground, your hips are coming and then your body follows. Pitching, honestly, most of the time has nothing to do with your arm. Your arm is a byproduct of your mechanics. So when you come up and get in rhythm, worry about the rhythm and the drive, because if you do those two correctly, your arm's going to follow and the ball's going to go where you want it to.
So in high school, our feet have to be directly towards home plate. Okay, so Jordan's going to take us what it looks like. Now notice his feet are pointed directly at the camera. I would be like at home plate, all right? So he's going to go through his motion on what it looked like from the wind-up, and then I'm going to show you the stretch.
Okay, so Jordan's going to take just a little step, get up to his balance point, and go right down the mound.
Talk about that, Jordan.
Yeah, the stretch is just a little bit different than the wind-up. We do the stretch when people are on base, and you have runners you need to worry about. So all it does is it shortens our delivery, and we have to be worried about the runner on the bases, but also worried about getting the ball to home plate and where we want to pitch the ball. So on this one, instead of starting directly facing home plate, we're going to start directly facing third base. And so we're going to get our feet sideways, and everything comes down to comfort. All the pitchers in the MLB included throw differently, but we all get to the same good spots. And by good spots, I mean the right rhythm, and that's, you know, at the top of your knee, wherever that is, whether it's here or here, everybody has the separation, and then at foot strike, everybody pretty much looks the same. So how we get there isn't totally important. You're gonna just start in a comfortable position with your feet a comfortable distance apart, and you're just gonna check the runners wherever they might be, and then you're gonna take the ball, and you're gonna take one step closer to bring your feet closer together, but never move your right foot that's planted on right in front of the rubber. And once you come set and check all the runners, and you have to stay still for a second. You have to come set. So once I start here, check the runners, I come set, take that small step, and then when I'm ready, I have to stop before I can go to home plate. So once I stop and I'm ready and my runners are a comfortable distance apart from the base, then I just go through the pitching delivery like we did with the windup, except for the extra step. So now from here, all I'm going to do is pick my foot up and come down and throw.
Let's take a look at, can you go into your balance position again? And I also want to show the kids what your balance position looks like. Now notice how he brings his knee up towards his waist, and he's kind of just coiled up a little bit. If you can see his knee, okay, his knee is kind of over his midline of his body. Okay, not a big time coil, just a little bit. Why do you do something like that?
Yeah, so what that does is, like I said, it's not throwing doesn't have to do with the arm. It has everything to do with the lower body. So when I come up and bring my knee in just a little bit, all that's doing is coiling my hips to fire later in the delivery. So if I'm just a little bit coiled, then I start driving down the rubber, and as I start doing that, actually my hips so far turned in that I'm almost pointing my heel to home plate as I go. And what that does is it just creates a little extra, well, when you land, it's a rubber band effect that just helps you to throw hard and to your target.
Okay, let's go through one more thing here. It's your follow through. And after you throw the ball, I saw your leg swing through. Can you just show us what that looked like?
Yeah, sure. So a byproduct of coiling up like we've been talking about and just throwing really hard is that energy has to release somehow. And we want most of the energy to go in the baseball, but once we're finished throwing the baseball, we need to have all that extra energy transfer out of our body to keep our arms safe. And the way to do that is your follow through. So when I come up and come down and throw, most of the time it ends up my back leg just picks up and carries me forward just a little bit. But don't worry about it, because your body's gonna, if you do everything right, your body is naturally gonna catch itself by doing a follow through. So just remember when you throw the baseball that you want to bend your back when you throw, and also just let everything uncoil towards home plate. So when I come up and come down and throw, I tend to come over this way just a little bit, but all that is my extra energy that didn't go into the baseball is just unwinding and going that way.
Let's talk about the eyes. What are you guys looking at? Coach Knockreiner, you can talk about what you tell your pitchers. What are you telling your pitchers to look at as you're in the process of throwing the baseball?
Each pitcher is going to be different. When I pitched, I wanted the catcher to move side to side so I could have a target of the glove or a shoulder to throw at. Some catchers like to just sit in the middle and make you kind of pick a different target. But whatever you're throwing, fastball, curveball, anything, you have to pick your target of where you're going to throw to. Say, if I'm throwing a fastball, I'm going to pick the catcher's shoulder. I'm going to throw right there. Or if I'm throwing a curveball, I'm still going to pick that catcher's shoulder that I'm going to throw hard right at that, and then the curveball is going to break off from there. I mean, is that kind of what?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And just to sum it up, is just aim small, miss small. Pick a spot to throw to and get the baseball there. Now, it's not going to happen every time. I've been doing it for a long time, and I still can't do it every pitch. So it's baseball. It's a hard sport to play. It's always going to be that way. So we just try to do our best. But what helps me the most is when I pick one spot to throw to on the catcher or the glove, and and just do my best to get it there whenever I want.
Awesome. And for everyone watching this, I think one of the strengths for Springfield baseball over the years has always been having some dominant pitchers. And why don't you guys just talk about maybe a mindset of a pitcher and being a bulldog in the mound, having good composure, something like that.
Well, I want a guy who's going to go out on that mound and not be afraid of anything. I mean, I don't care what the situation is. If it's a tie ball game, bottom of the seventh inning, you got to want that ball. Maybe our fifth starter, but if he comes to me and says, I want that ball, he's going to be the guy I want.
And believe us, we've all been there. If you play the game at all, you know that it's hard to go out there, especially when you don't know where it's going every pitch, and you're going to get nervous. But the ones that do well are the ones that said, yeah, maybe I'm not going to know exactly where that ball's going every time, but I'm going to do my best every pitch to get it there, and I'm not afraid to try. Yep. That's what it comes down to, is just give it your best. It's not going to work out every time. I've blown plenty of games, and I've also saved plenty of games too, just because of the mindset of, I don't care what happens, I'm just going to do it.
All right, guys, so that is some pitching advice, pitch mechanics, and some life lessons there from Jordan Milbreth, MLB pitcher for the Diamondbacks, and our pitching coach, Jason Nachreiner. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, now as we finish up this video, let's take a look at Jordan just doing some flat work, and you can see that he's getting out to his stride. Then after his stride, he's powering through with his backside. All right, and just letting his follow through happen. Okay, he stops a couple times. One thing that Jordan talked about here is you can kind of see him reset and then just up and easy down, straight line. So now as far as drill work, this is what we call flat work again, and this is what a lot of pitchers do quite often. They just work on their mechanics. They work on throwing different pitches out of this, but they just work on being consistent. So this is something that you guys can be doing at home. Now, Jordan's on the mound here, and now he takes what he did on the flat ground, and now he's working it from the mound. And so this mound is open. We have 4 mounds actually at Riverside Park on the big field in our bullpens, and they are free for you guys to use. Please go down there and use them. If you're a lower level kid, younger, just shorten up a little bit, or have your dad or mom, brother or sister, someone sit on a bucket that's not quite at home plate. Just catch the balls from you and throw them back to you. And the last thing I want to add, if you do head down to the ballpark, just make sure that you're respectful of the ballpark and any park in Springfield and wherever you go, because people take a lot of pride in them. All right, so good luck with your pitching. And, of course, if you need any pointers or tips, go ahead and let me know. I'd be happy to help you. Take care. There's more to come. We're also doing videos on hitting and infielding with Augustana Viking Sam Beyer and future Ball State University outfielder Decker Scheffler. Also catching with future SMSU Mustang catcher Mason Rummel and current Tiger Kyle Quisenberry, and possibly more. Check back here in a few weeks or follow Tiger Baseball on Twitter at Tiger Baseball TP.